All right. This is a message for the social media users who are there in UAE. And the reason why it took a little bit of time is because I wanted to not just confirm with one person, but a couple of people who have been involved in legal matters related to social media usage in the UAE. All right. Now, I always tell people when in doubt, seek the answer out. Okay. And don't ask friends or social media users, even those who have social media, don't ask them for advice. Ask a lawyer or someone who specializes in the law related to that particular segment. So, because of my long-standing relationship in UAE, there are a couple of people who I keep in touch with, and whenever I have any doubts, I ask them. Whether it's someone working in the ministry, or someone working in the legal department, or someone who has contacts or connections with the cops or the CID. Okay, like I say, you do your due diligence if you know someone whom you trust and who can tell you what you need to hear. So, what is it that you need to know from my side? Okay. Now, I'll give you the bits and pieces that are not mentioned in the papers, because, as you know, that the media is heavily regulated in the UAE. Everything that a journalist or a reporter or any news media company has, it has to go through a department which has been appointed, the individuals by the government. They look through whatever you have stated, and they will decide, or they'll give the approval, this is okay to go or not okay to go. And sometimes, even before it goes through them, the senior editor or the manager or the person who has the editorial control, he decides, nah, censor this, censor these words, remove this, don't put this, whatever. Okay. So, what is it that you need to know? A couple of things. Number one is, first and foremost, is please, the rules of social media in UAE are very new. Okay, they've just started this. So, based on which part of the emirate you're staying, and what coverage that you're putting, I always tell people, when in doubt, seek proper advice out. Okay. It is much more safer for you to put positive content. It is much more safer for you to put your own face or your own surroundings, um, rather than if you go outside and you take a photo or video of someone when they pass by through your video. Because there has actually been a case where this happened when I was in Dubai, actually. The guy was, I think the place was one and only Royal Mirage. And this Indian, I think he was an Indian, he was taking a video of him and his friends and all that. And then suddenly this Arab guy pops up. This was a very big incident that happened. I don't know whether they covered it in the paper that time, but I knew it because the guy, uh, one of the people that I knew was with this guy. So as you're sticking the videos and camera, you know how it was. There's suddenly this Arab Emirati guy, but he was wearing normal clothes. He comes to the guy and very rudely asks him, "Hey, delete that video or remove that, delete the photograph." And there was loud music being played at the background. So he was like, "Sorry, what?" And the guy was pretty angry and disrespectful, and he said, "Remove the video out," and he was shouting loudly, and I was like, "Hey, chill, relax. Hey, what, chill?" And they start physically pushing each other, and before you know it, it became a full-fledged physical fight. Okay, and then the security guards came and all that, and because he was Emirati Arab local, and he had money, and they ended up calling the cops, and uh, I think there were a couple of injuries. I'm not too sure. My memory is not very fresh. There were a couple of serious injuries in the fight, and what happened was, after the cops were called, they checked the photographs, and unfortunately for that Indian chap, when he was taking the videos or whatever, at the background, this Emirati guy and his girl, it was not his wife, they they were captured in his camera. So then he took him, then he pressed charges against him, and then it went to the court. After that, I don't know what happened. There was even another incident where the guy assumed that this chap was actually taking a video of his girl, and they started to fight and broke bottles and all that, and there was a casualty. One of the persons died. So those days, we are talking of, say, 10, 12 years ago, there were no social media rules. But if someone did complain, then you're in serious trouble, and especially if it was in Emirati. In fact, one of the most controversial, and this news went international, was when I think it was a British lady, if I'm not mistaken, British or American. Um, she was trying to get a parking spot near a hospital. Once again, my memory, it's not too fresh about this, but I'll give you the gist of the whole thing. There was a car, they have parking, right? Parking slots. And the first one is always handicap. So this lady had, maybe in a hurry or something, just parked, and it had taken two parking spots. It was not straight, it was, diagonal slightly. So it took two parking spots. And because of that, this lady was not able to park in that spot. So what she did is she uploaded this on her Facebook, took a photograph, and said, "Some people are so disrespectful." Now, mind you, she didn't take the photograph or the video of the lady. She only took the photograph of the car. However, for some reason, I don't know how this went around or whatever. It kind of got maybe viral. Maybe she geotagged the location. And because of which, the Arab lady, the Marathi, found her car with the number plate being shared by everyone, and everyone bad mouthing, who's the driver of the car. She pressed charges, and this was taken very, very seriously. She filed for defamation, and she filed for, safety because of her car number plate. So these are the cases that were there before the social media rules came. Then after which COVID came, and then they started regulating the information that was being spread online, because they didn't want, one is to tell the explicit truth if there were bad things happening, because certain areas of Dubai and Dubai, they were quarantined. And this became shocking because you're not allowed to go in and out, and people are taking stuff from the balcony. It became quite a scandal. And people who were sharing these videos, they got in trouble. I even remember I had posted a video of someone who posted on their Facebook, Emirates Airlines cabin crew, and they had posted a playful video of them dancing in the balcony. They're not allowed to go out, and singing and drinking and taking videos of others. And I had spoken about this on my channel. That very same guy, he literally got in touch with me and he begged me to take out the video, which I did, because he got into trouble with the Emirates Airlines, the legal department, and the police case. Because one is, he was not supposed to have a party and dance with his friends and all that in the accommodation. You are not allowed to bring outsiders. The second one was, drinking booze outside playfully, which was captured in the scene. Unless, of course, it is a hotel. And in Emirates Airlines accommodation, it was not allowed. And third one was, during COVID, they were very paranoid about such videos coming out because they wanted people to follow protocol. The latest one, which I was surprised that they didn't explicitly put the person's name, is the guy who got jailed. And I don't know whether he has been finally deported. It is a guy who pretended to be Emirati local. He's, I'll not give his nationality. He pretended to be Emirati local. He wasn't. He dressed up like one, had put on an accent as if he was one. And what he did is he went to the labor camp area with his, I think, rented expensive car, and having notes, that is currencies. He was actually throwing, and people were rushing. And it's a very dangerous thing, especially when you're on the road. Even though he was going very slowly, they kind of like, put the video on maybe 1.5x or 2x speed. So it showed that people were running very, very fast. And obviously people were pushing because they wanted the cash. Now, it is not known whether some of them were paid actors, but there were instances where he actually went to places that were poor just to show off, just to show that he's very rich, he has a lot of clout, and many a times he would just throw cash in the air. Now, the UAE government took that as deeply offensive, especially because some of the currency notes have, you have the ruler's photograph and all that. So it's very, very disrespectful. And this is not the way that they want people to show money. In fact, one other guy got a legal case on him. You remember this viral video? I think it is taken down, where the guy goes into a showroom. He walks very expensive cars. This was actually a fake this thing. It was not a real video. He says, which is your most expensive car? And the showroom manager says, oh, he's actually the owner, not the showroom manager, but he says, whichever car you like. Okay, I'll take this car, take all the money, and he throws it. They thought they were doing something humorous, but it was perceived in a very negative light because it showed Emiratis as being very materialistic, like arrogant, ignorant, stupid. He maybe wanted to show that Dubai is a bling city where people are rich, but you need to be careful that it can be taken in the wrong way. So it was a fake video, and he subsequently got sued, or it was taken to court. And also, there are quite a number of videos, some which they talk about, of people, there is that, your car is moving slow, and then you open the door and you go out and you start dancing where the camera is looking at you. That many people did it to show that they were cool, even though it was empty parking lot. Some people are doing it on empty road, but this was viewed upon as life, putting someone else's life in danger. Some other people were dancing on top of their expensive cars. Some were actually doing, I don't know, wheelies with their motorcycle, and some were showing off. In Qatar, they actually take expensive cars. One of my contacts showed me this. I think he got it downloaded from a news. A real expensive, ultra expensive, super fast car which was racing, and they were showing the clock speed that the authorities seized it and they destroyed it, crushed it completely with the tractor. Now, obviously, the billion-dollar question which you would have is, oh, am I being monitored? Are they checking my account? Do they know where did I go? In fact, many of them ask me, oh, I'm worried. I visited a porno site. I visited a adult site. Oh, I went for a massage and now they're blackmailing me. Now, there are 2 or 3 aspects to this which I'll speak to you individually. Number one is, if you have gone and done something that is not legal in the UAE, although others are doing it, that is, you went to a massage parlor, you went to a happy ending parlor, you went to a girl who, provides extra services, which are there. You provide, that is, most of the people who, everyone knows this, nobody talks about it. So if you are caught red-handed, then they have evidence. If you do it quietly and nobody knows, well, nobody cares. But if you get someone who complains with evidence, then they'll take action. So it's best to keep it hush-hush. And there are places where you can take the girl and just do your thing, and there are enough and more hotels. And if you see in booking.com or whichever app that you're using, some of the hotels which are like 4-star and 5-star, they allow unmarried couples to come together, which is totally fine. Take your passport, her passport, put it there. Everyone knows what is happening. But there are many hotels who say, no, only husband and wife can be together. So don't be stingy, go to the right place. Avoid going in residential areas because it's very easy to spot, oh, this guy is going with this girl is not his wife. And then you get some people who are totally jobless and they complain. The other question that people have asked me is, they went to a massage parlor, they went somewhere, or they went to an adult site, and now they got a WhatsApp message or a SMS or an email. We were monitoring what you are doing online and we have got this. Now, either you come to the police station or you pay X amount of money. Don't worry. I made a separate video on this. You can just check it out. I don't know if I can even get it. The police will never communicate to you on your phone. They will ask you, even if you have committed a crime, they will say, please come to the police station. They will never talk to you on the phone. They will never send you a message. They will never, and especially, when you get this message WhatsApp where they show a police inspector's face and his number, that never happens. An actual CID will never call you or send you a message from his personal or official phone. They will call you or they'll summon you from the landline. Okay. And they'll never discuss on the phone. They'll say, come down, we'll just talk. There's something, we just have to talk to you. So keep that in mind. And they never ask you money. Never, never, ever ask you money. Okay. Anyone who asks you money is a fake, is a fraud, is a scammer. And for those of you who always ask me, what will I do? Oh my God, they have my number now. Nothing, just block and delete. And if you're still too paranoid about it, just get yourself a new SIM card. But if you're one of those idiots who added the person on your Facebook and allowed the person and shared private photographs and intimate photographs, then you will be in a little bit of fix. I suggest go to the police and tell them the truth, what happened. Unless, of course, you are not snorting anything or consuming anything or supplying or distributing anything that is illegal. If you have had an affair or had a happy ending and the person is trying to extort money from you, then you have either, if you feel courageous enough, go to the police and tell them, this person is claiming all this, okay? Please check. And I can assure you this, most of them would most probably be either Pakistanis, Bangladeshis, or Africans. They run a network. And once they are summoned by the police, they'll never trouble you again. Or if you don't want to go through all that trouble, just your SIM card, take it off from the phone. Don't use that. Close down all your social media completely. Just close it down so that you're not available. And hopefully, if you're not a dumbass that has shared intimate videos or photographs, I hope that you've never done that, because otherwise, as revenge, they will send it to all your family friends, common friends, and they'll upload it from fake accounts, which, if complained, can be pulled down from the internet, from Facebook. But if they send private messages or they send emails, you can't do anything about it. But never give in to blackmail and never pay money. Never, ever, ever pay money. Not even $1 single, because you pay once, they will not stop. Okay. And last but not the least, if you are absolutely paranoid about having social media, I would say just close it down. Don't have anything. But if you are a person with common sense, all I'll tell you is, even though any government, not just UAE, any government in any part of the world, they have billions of dollars of resources that they can check your phone. It's very easy to hack into anyone's phone. Your $5, $10, or $2 VPN is not going to prevent a $1 billion hacker or setup from infiltrating into your social media accounts or your phone or whatever. They can do it easily. Trust me. You're not smarter than them. So they are aware of the fact of you going to porn sites, you using VPN, you doing all your rubbish. But I can assure you this much: a country or a company or a government is not going to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to find out which adult site you went and which porno you watched and how long were you jerking off or which girl are you having a sex chat with, or unless of course you do something that is absolutely like unpardonable, like you speak against Islam or you speak against the rulers of the country or you speak against the country itself. That is not permitted in all the Gulf countries. So don't bring your democratic template, oh, this is allowed in freedom of speech and this and that. Listen, you respect the laws of the country. You're a guest. When you go to someone's house, follow their rules. Don't start demanding that they should follow yours. Just as you can't go, just as people get pissed off when someone from Saudi goes to, or someone from, say, Pakistan, whatever, goes to US and says, oh, you need to change your laws to Sharia laws. People get pissed off. Same way, you can't go to Saudi and say, hey, I want to wear a bikini, my girlfriend. So you should accommodate us with our request. It doesn't work. Yes, I'm very aware of the fact that the Western democracy and Western religions and Western culture is very open, especially the secular countries. They say you can preach your religion here, and Muslims do it the opposite, the other way. It's the way it is. And nowadays we even have India that does not like this very much. So just follow the law of the land. That's all I'll tell you. And use common sense. Remember, there's nothing that is worth destroying your peace of mind, landing you in legal trouble, or having, let's say, you being sued for whatever amount of money. It's not worth it. Okay. All the social media, they've lost their importance. It's all about people wanting to show off. So if you have posted so many things on social media, just disable it. Don't delete it, disable it. And if you are starting a new social media, okay, just don't put anything where you can be held accountable. Because remember, I've personally witnessed, which I've spoken in my older videos, where riot police and police from the government of Abu Dhabi, they just raided a multinational company. I knew what was happening because the topmost guy was my client. They raided the company, just rounded off all the, I think those were Egyptians and Syrians together, took them from the company, found out where their wives and their kids and relatives are. All of them gathered and rounded up all of them and put them on a plane and sent them one-way ticket. And everything that they had was confiscated. And why? Because they went to a Facebook group that was filled with, I think it was called the Muslim Brotherhood, which was not allowed. And they just liked or they just commented something positive in a group that was anti-UAE. So be careful of that. All right. And don't panic if suppose anything does go wrong. Always seek guidance from an expert, not from your friend, not from your buddy, not from a guy who's internet security. Check someone who knows the law. All right. I hope this added some value and perspective to you guys. Good, bad, ugly, feel free. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. This may signing off. You guys take care.